The real best way to play Half-Life in 2025. This mod just changed the game forever and I swear that this is the best video you see today. Recently I beat the game for the first time. Yeah, it's 2025 and I just beat Half-Life now, you can keep me if you want. And the reason why I decided to finish Half-Life just now is because I realized that a new way to play that I didn't know before, and this is really cool. There are many ways to play Half-Life nowadays. The first way is obviously through the original 1998 version, along with its old graphics, its successes and its flaws. Saying that this is the first version of Half-Life is the same thing as saying that water is wet. You know, nobody here is stupid, man. The second way is the port release for PS2 in 2001. It's funny cause even though I only finished it now, I had already played this port a few years ago. Let's just say I didn't start Half-Life in the best way. But anyway, fuck off, this version just sucks. The graphics are terrible, the aiming is terrible, the movement's terrible, the expansion is terrible. Even saying that this port is terrible is terrible. And the third way is by playing the fan-made remake called... you know it's called Black Mesa. I'm not gonna talk about it like you don't know. It's a decent remake. I like the fact that they gave the game a dark aesthetic and this combined very well and helps to highlight the oversight of Valve games that is always implicit in the games. Besides Black Mesa being the only official way to play Half-Life with achievements, cause Valve is a fucking slut and doesn't add achievements or a fucking workshop to the original version. Also, there's another way to play this game but apparently it's fake. A certain Half-Life source, you know? Probably this shit not real. But today I'm not gonna talk about any of them. The version I played is even more obscure than the game from PS2 itself. Half-Life DK's twin brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I talking about Sven Co-op. Yeah, Sven Co-op. I said Sven Co-op. But morphx, what is Sven Co-op? Well, this is the reason I made this video. Shut the fuck up. Sven Co-op is a mod for Half-Life released in January 1999. Shortly after the original game and many years before the birth of most of those watching the video. Yeah, I know you're 20 years old. I also 20 years old. And the proposal of this mod is quite obvious. To add the cooperative experience to the game, with you being able to play the entire campaign together with your friends and have fun. But it wasn't always like this. This mod was made by Daniel Farron, also known as Sven Viking? What is this? A character from Oblivion? And his story is that he opened a website called Atomic Half-Life just to talk about Half-Life until Half-Life had been released. It's funny how this name can be so cringe and so awesome at this time. Anyway, what matters is that thanks to the website, Valve sent a game key in advance, and while Daniel played, he started modifying the game. At a time where obviously the internet was a fucking trash, and at a time where the dev kit made available by Valve itself had not yet been released. So this guy is truly the god of modification. What initially came down to I'm gonna add enemies from the campaign to multiplayer became a map that could be played entirely in co-op, and the map turned into 2 maps, and 3 months after the release of Half-Life, Sven Co-op had already received its first version. While you can play the game's original campaign with friends today, at the time this wasn't possible. Yeah, you heard this. The initial concept of Sven Co-op was not to play the content already available, just cause the way the game transitions from map to map would make the original campaign possible to port. There simple wasn't a way to keep players together through the transition. It took them a long time to solve this problem, but at least that was fixed and you could go through Gordon's Freeman adventure with your friends. Now I sounded like a narrator from a children's cartoon. Anyway, the 2 expansions, Opposing Force and Blue Schiffer, also added, with you now being able to embody Adrian Shepard and Barney. Not this Barney, man! Sven Co-op's initial proposal was different. The focus on the co-op experience wasn't limited to the content of the original game, and even after the campaign was added, Sven Co-op is still went and goes far beyond this, with completely different maps bringing new experience from the simplest to the most complex. There are maps where you're in a closed scenario killing enemies who hate those who don't like this video and don't subscribe. Did you like the CTR? Me too. And this was the getaway for many devs to become interested on Sven Co-op and start creating content through this mod. In 2004, Daniel Farron tried to release a Sven Co-op on Steam, but due to problems with Valve, this never happened at the time. And at the same time, yeah, I say time 2 times. They tried to make a Sven Co-op 2 now being a mod for Half-Life 2, but it ended up not going forward, and sometime later, Daniel left the project. Dave McDermott, who was the administrator of the official Sven Co-op website and was also a modder who worked on the game, and Josh Polito. I researched it and I don't know who it is. Sorry. Josh and Dave started negotiating with Valve to obtain a full use of gold source and for some ending numbers limit to be changed to improve Sven Co-op. And in 2012, they got permission to release the mod as a standalone Half-Life on Steam. What means that you don't need to buy Half-Life 1 to play Sven Co-op. The mod was released a few days after that because devs were developing a hotfix for it. And then in January 2016, Sven Co-op was released, obviously having its own page. And the best of all, the mod's completely free. The only problem is have friends, but at least I was able to play on live stream with Alex and Doki. And subscribe on their channels too, or I'll cut your throats.
Doki.
Oh, fuck.
But morphx, how Sven Co-op works? Can you stop make so stupid questions? If you wanna play the original campaign, just download Sven Co-op. If you wanna play Opposing Force or Blue Shift, you need to have both expansions, play them for a few minutes, go to the game files from the mod and download support for both. Whenever you start the game, you can create a server, select the map, remove the LAN option, or you can go to the server browser and enjoy some of the ones that are already available. If you are the host of the server, you can modify the game through commands. Add new gameplay conditions like survival mode where all players only have one life, or the classic mode that makes Sven Co-op literally the same as the original Half-Life but with co-op. But morphx, I didn't understand, Sven Co-op and Half-Life have differences? Yeah, they have differences. Firstly, now you can choose your character. Me and Doki played with this random guy and Alex played with this girl from Azure Ship that looks like Dio from Resident Evil if she was made by a wanky otaku. It's not like the Dio from the games wouldn't be hot enough. Secondly, the way the maps works has changed a bit. Some maps have been merged so you have less load screens, and whenever you finish a level, the maps change. My only problem with this is that if a player reaches the change level icon, the other players are also teleported to the next level, but in many cases the other players didn't even make it to the end. There were times when I was halfway through the level and I was already moving on the next one. I didn't like this. I would prefer that as soon as the first player finished the level, a vote was automatically opened for the players to vote on whether the level would change or not. If they vote yes, the level would change regardless the position of the other players. If they voted no, then the level would only end when everyone was at the end. It makes more sense to me, you know. Thirdly, the weapon NPC models were updated. Some using new textures and others using the existing HD textures. Some look cool and others don't. I like the pistol model, I didn't like the shotgun model. I don't know, the original shotgun was so pretty, and there are weapons that don't even see changes like the rocket launcher. Talking about the NPCs, I liked it, it got much better. Barney no longer looks like an anemic old man. Now he looks more like Barney from the Blue Shift cover. Sven Co-op have weapons that the original Half-Life didn't have. My only problem with this is that it changes the function of certain weapons, like the MP5, which no longer has a grenade launcher because now the M16 exists. I know that the MP5's HD texture is the M16 and the only thing they did was turn the two weapons into separate things. But anyway, the MP5 still lost one of its functions. The shotgun that works in a different way than the original, and is that a shotgun or a machine gun?
No, look at this. I'll shoot the wall. I'll shoot the wall.
Yeah, I know it. The right button is automatic.
Dude!
But morphx, I didn't know the existence of this mod. Why almost anyone talk about Sven Co-op? I think you should already know the answer. Half-Life was a revolutionary game, and because of that, its name is very famous. Everyone who understands at least about games know what Half-Life is. But I think what happens here is very similar to what happened with Metal Gear, where the game is very popular for the gaming industry, because it's important, everyone knows it, but few people today have played the game. It's very easy to find people who know Metal Gear but have never played it. It's very easy to find people who know Half-Life, know the Half-Life 3 meme, but have never played it. And if these people have played any game from this franchise, they are the people who started Half-Life through Black Mesa, or who started Metal Gear with Phantom Pain, cause, you know, Phantom Pain carries more than mainstream tastes. At least better than starting a mediocre spin-off that only became famous cause of a meme. What I mean by that is, the name Half-Life is famous, but the audience is niche. If the audience is niche, there's no much demand for Half-Life content, and if there is no much demand, there is no much supply. And if this already happens with the original game, imagine a mod that despite being important was extremely specific. I literally just found 3 videos about Sven Co-op that have over 100,000 views, and 2 of them are from the same channel, man. So yeah, few people know about this mod. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking bad about the Half-Life audience or the Valve Games audience. I would prefer to have a Valve gaming audience as a regular public on my channel than a lot of retired fans who play Fortnite or these mainstream shooting games that are completely idiotic. Valve's audience is niche, but at least they are nice people, and there are people who are loyal to the games they like. Just look at the audience of Left 4 Dead and TF2, but that doesn't change the facts. And the fact is that today, Sven Co-op is a no. In the end, it was very satisfying to beat Half-Life for the first time, but mainly to do with people I like.
Ah! I killed one with a fucking knife.
Alex had already finished Half-Life before. I had already played it but hadn't finished it. And Doki was literally playing it for the first time.
The morphx skin is the most cooler. Oh fuck.
Watch out, man. There's a laser here.
Fuck Donkey!
After we beat it, Alex and I started talking about the game, and I like that. Games that leave an impression on you enough for you to generally wanna talk about it with your friends, about the story, the theories, the gameplay elements. It's a very unique experience. I'll obviously play Half-Life again to review it in the future. And of course, I'm gonna play the original version, cause I always prioritize the original version when I review games. But until then, my experience with Sven Co-op was extremely satisfying, and I think you should experience it.